What we're looking at is my 1991 LTD Ford Crown Victoria P72 police package fire department car. I just picked this car up from a Gov Deals auction that I won in July of 2025. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. The original owner of a box Crown Victoria sold a car in 2025. That's almost 34 years. And I now have this car in my collection. I bought it non-running. We trailered it back, my father and I. It was a nice 12.5-hour father-son road trip from Northwest Ohio. Originally, we're redoing this car to what it had in the 90s for lighting. When we got it, it had a magnetic roof light, a Federal Signal highlighter was the model name. It just didn't look very good, and it was a later addition to the car. It wasn't original. We're looking at the dash. We got a Code 3 deck blaster. This is new old stock. I found out it had this because when I was cleaning up the car some, the glue residue had a perfect imprint of the Code 3 deck blaster. So that's how I found out what this car had on the front for dash lighting. The only thing I do not have on the car right now is the headlight flashers. We ran out of 10. My friend Kyle and I, he's been helping re-upfit this car with better wiring, and we're redoing a lot of the stuff. So once we get more time, we're gonna get the headlight flashers to go. This was always a slick top unit, other than, like I said, when they had the magnetic roof light, which was a later addition, so it wasn't original. There's no holes in the roof. There's a little bit of damage, minor scuffs and dents, nothing too crazy, stuff I'm gonna get fixed. I'm gonna get this car professionally detailed. On the rear, we have a 100-watt Cop Light 613 model halogen flashers. I believe it's 613 model. I know they have a few different models. If I'm incorrect in this video, well, they have a few models on their website for Light Bar Salvage. That's who I got the dash light and the rear halogen flashers from. These are very bright. When I was also cleaning in the rear of the car, you could see it had mounts for rear halogen DAC lights, so I put those on. Those were removed, as well as the front dash light, and they had that magnetic light on, which looked not very good in my opinion. The logo of Pickens, which is the town's name, is going to be re-put back on in reflective lettering. I'm going to go in an emergency vehicle upfitter here once the weather breaks. We've already got snow here, and it's just early November. This car is not going to venture any further from this driveway. I do not drive my stuff in the salt, so that'll happen next spring. There's a few other mechanical things we need to take care of on this car, but otherwise, this thing's running really great. It didn't take too much to get it running. We got to redo the gas tank and everything. Like I said, I'm going to do a video series on this car, so if there's enough interest, I will. Nice shot of the logo. Interior is in pretty good shape. Oh, and there's the original license plate that was left on the vehicle. Really old, original to the car. Need to clean it up some. Super cool to have. You can see the rear seats in phenomenal condition. This car truly is a time capsule. I already have a new old stock door handle. Here's your certified calibration, 140 mile per hour dash cluster. You can hear that Code 3 deck blaster firing off. We're missing one of the radio units. It's getting repaired from a friend. I'm not going to obviously have these be able to transmit because I'm not, certified. This is just going to be a show car for emergency vehicle shows, so there's no reason to have it be able to transmit, but I want the display to at least light up, so we have an older Motorola one that's being rebuilt. This works. I'm not going to go through any motones. I'm in my neighborhood. I don't want to annoy the neighbors. We had to take that apart. I put a new bulb in it. Looks great. SVP. Classic SA450 siren. Still missing a button. I need to... So this car's a work in progress. You see right here. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I'm not going to do too much longer on this video. I just wanted to show it off as a new project. More content. I do a lot of Crown Victoria videos, as all of you know. However, it's getting harder to find in-service ones to photograph where I don't have to drive. I have to drive pretty far to get them now. So now I've got my own for emergency vehicle shows. It's going to be a really neat year next year to have this out at events. Plan to bring this to the Frankenmuth Fire Muster, Toledo Cops and Riders, and what other events I can find that allow emergency vehicles. So really excited to have this car. You know, it's still surprising to me how much of a time capsule this is. There's even some fire helmets in the trunk. Let's show that off before I end the video. There's even like old phone books and stuff in here too, which is really neat. Here's some of the original paperwork to this car. I mean, that is so neat to have this kind of stuff, especially for shows and stuff. Here's your old phone book from Holmes County. Now, it's just stuff like this that is really neat to have. There's the trunk release. You see, they left some equipment. I mean, these are all obsolete. You couldn't use these anymore, but there's definitely some old turnout gear in here, old stretcher. Really neat stuff that was left in here. You know, it's all obsolete, but it's perfect for shows and stuff. And one of my favorite things about this car, which I know a lot of vintage police car guys love, is the whip antenna. I mean, that is just really neat. I installed this keeper for the antenna right here to get in and out of my garage because this was in a fire department bay. Obviously, it would have been pretty easy to not hit a fire department garage, being as they're bigger, but this will hit my garage. So this isn't original, but it's pretty common on police cars of the era to have. So yeah, stay tuned to more videos of this, guys. I'm very excited to share the journey of restoration with this car. There's a lot of people helping me make this project go and get it running, so I'll thank them in a later video once we get this car fully restored and onto some car shows.